Hello fellow raiders, my name is Vanny P. I am a Cantina Legend player with over 300 hours topside, which you can probably tell by the dark circles around my eyes. Anyways, today we're going to take a look at this week's trials, from soloing 3 stars all the way to reaching max points with your team, which maps to do them on, and what is helpful or needed for you to bring in with you in your raids, and what is helpful or needed for you to bring in with what is helpful or needed for you to bring in with your loadout. To bring with you in. Anyways, if you need further help or even more detailed information about this week's trials, make sure to jump into our Discord. The link will be in the description down below. Now, I want to be respectful of your time, which is why I will add timestamps in the description below, so you can easily jump to that part that interests you the most. Now, first things first, if you want to do trials, make sure to do them on a major map condition if possible, just to get double points. This week's trials will have a very high ceiling of potential scores, and the trials are going to be the following. Damage queens or matriarchs, search first wave husks, damage flying arc enemies, deal damage to shredders, and finally open arc probes. Now for the first trial it's going to be damage queens or matriarchs. For this trial it doesn't really make a big difference strategy wise whether you play solo or in a group. As far as I know, the queen has more HP than the matriarch, which leads to more possible points. Map-wise, you can play this basically on any map with a harvester or matriarch condition. I personally prefer doing the queen on Dam or on Blue Gate, but realistically you can do it on any map. For the loadout, you want to bring around 8 deadlines to kill a queen, or 24 to 30 Trailblazer grenades. I personally prefer the Trailblazer just because they're much safer. The deadlines do their job way faster though. You also want to bring an equalizer with around 3 stacks of energy ammo that should do the job. Now, you only need to bring it if you're going the Trailblazer route. So an equalizer with 3 stacks should do the job. If you want to bring a cheap alternative, you can go with a heavy ammo weapon like a Bettina or an anvil. You might want to bring a snap hook, zip lines, cloak to get rid of the rocketeer that is usually hovering above the queen. The hook and the zip lines will help you to get to your point way easier and faster. Now, the deadlines you want to place on top of the queen where the red core is revealed. If you're going the Trailblazer route, you use your equalizer to destroy the 4 front plates of the queen. 2 are located on top of her face and 2 are located on the bottom part of her front. So you want to kill those 4 front plates, use your Trailblazer grenades and throw them in an arc so the gas basically covers the core and the front of the queen when it explodes. It's a little bit tricky, but if I can do it, you can do it, so go for it. As I said, I personally prefer killing the queen on Dam Battlegrounds just because you can pull her away from the harvester and the rocketeer, and also away from the pipeline tower where usually people sit and shoot from. So it's way easier for you to handle the queen and harder for them to deal damage to it. You can then just kite her around the small island while you deal damage to the front plates, and then use your Trailblazer grenades to kill her off and get the maximum points. Now, the second trial is going to be search first wave husks. As for maps, again, you have to do it on a major map condition to get double points. Therefore, we go for Electromagnetic Storm. You can do this on Spaceport or Dam Battlegrounds. I personally prefer Spaceport just because the husks are way easier to see on Spaceport than on Dam and easier to find. 1 husk on this map condition is worth 600 points, which means you need to open and or search 7 husks for a 3-star. You can even do this with a free kit. Open a map like Metaforge on your second monitor, display the husks, and then also a small reminder, you can search already opened husks and you still get the points for it. Another reminder, if you see a small lightning while you're opening the husk, just dodge roll away and instantly go back to looting just to avoid getting electrocuted and shaking around like being electrocuted. For a solo player to get high points, you will need around 30 stims, a snap hook, and a cloak to get away of sticky situations. You also maybe want to bring some lure grenades or smoke grenades to distract Arc if needed. Also, you want to bring a lot of heals and shield rechargers. I'd say at least 2 stacks each. For a weapon, I'd go like something you can deal with Arc. An anvil, a kettle, whatever you really like and or enjoy. As for a group play, or if you want to go for max points, in an optimal case you just want to split the map between all the players. If you're 2 players, just split them in between 2. If you're 3, just split between 3. You will probably need a little bit less stims. I think like 20 to 25 should be enough per person. I'd still recommend a lure grenade, a smoke grenade. I personally run a snap hook every time. You can bring a cloak. Again, I would bring a lot of heals. You might be getting hit by a lightning strike. You might have to deal with Arc. Just bring at least 2 stacks of heals and 2 stacks of shield recharger, and you should be good. If you need a more detailed map about the husks location, once again, you can find it in our Discord. The link is down in the description below. Oh, and one more thing. Don't forget to loot the Baron husks. There are usually 3 on each map. Now, the third trial is going to be damage flying Arc enemies. For maps, again, you want a major map condition and you want the extra 10 minutes. So it's either going to be Blue Gate Unlock Gate event or Spaceport during Hidden Bunker. 1 Wasp is worth 176 points. 1 Hornet is worth 320 points. 1 Snitch is worth 252. And 1 Rocketeer is worth 1,776 points. Now you can do your math for 3 stars. Now if you're playing solo and you want to reach high points, your best bets will be to go in places like Pilgrim's Peak, the tower on Blue Gate, or above the maintenance bunker, the small tower you can set up with barricades. I personally prefer that just because it's much safer and no one can interfere. For weapons, you want to bring an Osprey to pull the snitches far ahead. Probably 2 Renegades. 1 won't be enough because it's going to break. Or you bring a Renegade and a Jupiter as a replacement for the second Renegade. Or you could replace a Renegade with a light ammo weapon just to refill your ammo from the Wasps. You also want to bring at least 8 wolf packs, probably even more, just to kill the Rocketeers faster. As a utility, you want to bring 5 to 10 stacks of snitch scanners, 3 to 6 barricades, a snap hook or zip lines. I personally prefer the snap hook just because if you snap on top of the tower, nobody else can get up there. With zips, people could follow you, and a lot of heals, once again. Now, if you want to go for max points, you need a group for that. I've seen points way above 70k. Same map, Blue Gate, Locked Gate. You want to split up just so you can pull all the snitches and all the hornets and stuff that is flying around. I personally would split up between maintenance, reinforced reception, and tower. For weapons, everyone should bring an Osprey to pull stuff that is further away, 2 Renegade or a Renegade and a Jupiter, and I'd say at least 16 wolf packs in total, just for maximum speed to kill the Rocketeers as fast as possible. The faster you kill the Rocketeers, the faster they respawn, and you want to have as many Rocketeers as possible just to increase your points as much as possible. For utility, again, 5 to 10 stacks of snitch scanners each, probably 3 to 6 barricades each, snap hooks, some zip lines, and again, a lot of heal. You will need a lot of heal. You will get shot by hornets and by wasps or even by Rocketeers. Now, the 4th trial is going to be deal damage to shredders. Once again, major map condition. The only map that you can do this on right now is Stellamontes by night. A shredder is worth 1,386 points, which means 3 shredders should guarantee you your 3 stars. If you're playing solo, you want to rotate from Metro to Assembly, then Medical, back to Sandbox, also clear the top floor of Sandbox, Atrium, Archives, Business, and Lobby. Those are the main spots where the shredder spawns. As for weapons, you want to bring a hole cracker to kill them as fast as possible. If you want to go with a cheaper route and you don't really care about max score, you could go with an Anvil or even an El Toro, shoot the bottom thrusters of the shredders. For utility, I'd bring around 25 stims, maybe a snap hook for faster traversal, or like a couple of zips. I'd also bring at least 2 stacks of heals and shield recharger. If you're running a blue shield, I would also bring a green spare shield, just so you can swap if you have a friendly lobby to run faster. You could even consider maybe a flanking augment to pull out your anvil faster. Now, as for group play, if you want to go for max points, you have once again to split up the entire place between your group size. I'd say, again, Metro, Assembly, Medical, Sandbox, and on top of Sandbox, then Atrium, Archives, Seed Vault by the Extraction, and then Business, and then Lobby. You also have one in the loading bay towards the Extract. Now, it's up to you to consider whether it's worth it or not to go there for one single shredder. As for weapons, I'd say everyone needs a hole cracker. There's no way around it. You need a hole cracker if you're going for max points. You also want to bring an anvil just to one-shot the fireballs. You could go with a Venator 4, but it takes you longer to kill the fireballs, so which is why I prefer an anvil. Utility wise, I'd bring 25 stims, once again a snap hook, and at least 2 stack of heals and shield recharger. And again, if you're in friendly lobbies and you're running a blue shield, make sure to bring a spare green shield to swap it out during your raid to run faster. Also, again, maybe consider a flanking augment to pull out your anvil or your pistol faster. I haven't tried it, but I'm honestly thinking about it. Our last and final trial this week is going to be open arc probes. As for map, once again, you need a major map condition, electromagnetic storm. You can do this on Spaceport or on Dam Battlegrounds. Both are viable maps. But in my experience, Dam Battlegrounds is way harder to see the probes. So I'd personally go for Spaceport. One probe is worth 1,334 points, which means 3 probes should grant you your 3-star. Now, some useful information. Open a map on your second monitor, display the probes. They usually spawn in packs of 3, and it's usually 3 of the same type, which means couriers spawn together and probes spawn together. Run around and take a look for smoke. If you're close to a probe, open up your map because they will be shown on the map. If they are already looted, don't worry about it. It's even better. Just take a look inside. You'll get the points anyways. If you're playing solo, as for weapons, I would bring an anvil or a renegade, something to deal with the arc. For utility, you will need around 25 stims, a snap hook because some of the probes might spawn on roofs. Also bring a cloak for disengage, but be aware the snap hook and the cloak share the same cooldown, which means if you've used your snap hook twice, your cloak will also be on cooldown. Bring at least 2 stacks of heals, 2 stacks of shield recharger. I personally would bring even more. Again, bring lure grenades, bring smoke grenades, and you definitely need a green shield to get around faster. Now, as for group, or if you want to go for absolutely max points, Spaceport, electromagnetic storm, you want to split the map depending on the group size. Ideally, you want to be 3 people, so you can split the map by 3. Weapons, the same as a solo, again, an anvil, a renegade, a Venator, something to deal with arc. For utility, again, I would say around 25 stims. You definitely need snap hooks to get on the roofs. You definitely want a cloak to disengage. Arc on electromagnetic storms can be annoying as hell, so bring a cloak. And again, you will need heals. You will get hit by arc, you will get hit by lightning. Bring heals, bring shield recharger. I'd say at least 2 stacks of each, if not even more. Bring lure grenades, bring smoke grenades, use a green shield for faster movement. You don't have time. You need the entire round. You want to move as fast as possible. Once again, if you want a more detailed map of the probe locations, the link to our Discord is down in the description below. Now, these are the trials for this week. If you have any suggestions or questions, please drop them down in the comments below. Now, if this video was any helpful to you, consider liking and subscribing, and maybe turn on the notifications, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.